Hi, I'm Greg Ovens, and this is Ovens Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. Oh, I'm like a drone rat. There we go. Oh. Just like that. Find it very hot. Zach's just getting the car packed up, getting ready to head out to the airport. I'll be here another week, so I'll find something to do, but
trying to fit the last piece of luggage in.
yeah, it's hard to get closed by the looks of it.
And the heavier it is, the more likely too this thing's gonna end up in pieces, shattered on the runway, because they can't move it and they get ticked off at it. The handles are all broke off. I'm gonna have to invest in some luggage.
Yeah. Well, it was a good time, so hopefully you have a good hopefully you have a good flight back.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Hopefully that
hopefully you can sleep.
Yeah, I know. I applied for a sleeping cabin or something, they said, if you want to upgrade, and so I thought maybe I would try that, see what happens.
Right.
All right, say goodbye to Tito.
Yeah.
I'll be back soon.
Okay, buddy.
Maybe I'll
okay. Yeah.
I'll give you a call. You can go up, take some pictures of my new lot, and so I can see what it looks like. Dang. All right, Greg.
Okay.
That's it,
buddy. All right, buddy.
Hey, hug it. We gotta.
It's just it's not.
All right.
Okay.
Till next time.
All right. You be
Thank you.
Be careful.
You too. All right.
And I'm gonna
Bye.
get some
this
video.
Is your
have
camera.
some.
This is your camera.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Well, now I'm all by my lonesome. So there was no activity here on the trail cam, so I'm going to move it up to the spot that I'm staying, up at the other property of Tito's, and maybe we can see some of the boars coming through the draw there near the lava tube, the collapsed lava tube. We'll give that a try. I mean, I want to get on one before my adventure here is over, which gives me another 6 or 7 days, I think. And I'd really like to get one and do an overnight as well. And see what other adventures we can come up with now that Zach's gone. It'll be a little lonely up there, but stay in the hammock still. Do an overnight for sure. I'm gonna find some projects to do. What happened was Tito was going to lend me his truck so I can get back and forth. It's like 6 miles down to his other place, and the truck wouldn't start. So he just took me to the store, and I bought a steak and a couple things for a dinner. But other than that, I'm kind of relying on rides now. So I have to try to find things to do here. One thing I will do, though, is Zach was looking at properties. There's one just down here walking distance, and go check it out. It's one that we didn't, excuse me, we didn't look at. Zach and I didn't look at this one this morning when he was looking at properties. And it already has one of these cargo containers on it. It's a little more money, but I'll get a little video of that so that Zach can maybe check that one out. So that's something to do since I'm here somewhat stranded because of not having a truck. But I'm going to get my dinner going. It's going to be steak and butternut squash for me tonight. Been eating a lot of fish. I think it's time for a steak. So it's just down this way. I don't think it's too far. Okay, Zach, so this one already has a rock wall built. It's got some trees, container. So this is the windiest day since I've been here, and this is annoying. It's flopping around. It's hard to even get video because when the wind comes up you can't hear the audio, but I got to get that secured because it's going to really be irritating blowing and flapping in the wind. I got just a little break in the wind. That'll work. I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. They're online courses you can take, whatever your hobbies are or interests, to get better at. Like if you have a YouTube channel, you can learn editing. If you want to take drawing or art, they have classes for that. Gardening, cooking, various online courses. Myself, I'm going to look into taking the courses on cooking because I want to bring you some better videos this year of cooking around the camp. So whatever your interest is, take advantage. The first 1,000 that join Skillshare get a free month. So get on it, take a course that you're really interested in, and improve your skills. Because this is a new area, obviously I don't know a lot of plants. I found some I know. So one of the things I did do was buy a plant book while I'm here so I can kind of brush up on this area. Let's face it, you know, like there's so many millions of trees, millions of plants. I mean, nobody in the world could memorize all the uses and which is which in every country. But I know when I was in Mongolia, I knew all the plants and trees, but that's because basically, except for maybe a couple of plants, I knew just about everything that I saw there. And that's because it's almost identical to BC areas that I live. So the plants were the same, the trees were the same. It was just fantastic to go there and know all the plants. But here in Hawaii, it's a learning experience. We've tried some plants. I may try right here. I've got a plant I'll show you, and this is pinkhead knotweed, and you can see it's got little pink heads to it. Hopefully you can see that. And basically the leaf has a reddish purple V on the leaf, and it's kind of a ground cover. Now I know back home we have several types of knotweed and they're all edible, and of course Japanese knotweed is sought after. It's a delicacy, and I know that most of the knotweeds at home are perfectly edible, but I don't know this type of knotweed. Apparently, from what I read, it comes from the Himalayas, and it was introduced here in Hawaii around 1960 or something like that is what I read. But I might try a little bit of tea, but I mean, if I don't know a plant and exactly the uses and that it's safe, I'm not going to recommend it. Obviously you have to do your own research, but I do know certain plants here that I'm fine with. But I always like coming to a spot and learning new plants. That's one of my favorite things about bushcraft and survival, is going somewhere and learning what they have and how to use it. I'm going to be here for another week myself, so I do want to show you some more plants and try to learn from the book here and others, locals, about the plants here. I'm going to get a fire going here, and I'm not going to use the ferro rod. I'll just use a lighter. I've got a couple of plates left over from cooking the chicken earlier. Just make it easy, have a nice dinner. In case it starts to rain, try to get the dinner done before the rain. I don't know, I already miss Zach. It's always nice when you have somebody with you, you know. You sit around and try to think of things to do. And now I've got the issue, like I say, I'm kind of trapped up here because I don't have a vehicle. But anyways, we'll get this fire going. I was just saying it looks like rain, but something seems a little strange. This almost looks like smoke. I'll show you here. It kind of almost smells like, I hope there's no forest fire and I got nowhere to go. But it looks different. It looks like smoke, but I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks like smoke, but I think it's just mist. I mean, I see drifting, but I think it's just mist. So, as much as you checked, Zach, it looks like you left your light behind. Uses this light for, instead of using night vision sometimes. I mean, these are handy. I guess I got used to this now. But, you forgot it, Zach. I'm looking forward to steak actually for a change. We've been eating a lot of fish and a pleasant change. Yeah, it's just very strange. Wouldn't that be something if it was one of these volcanoes here that's ready to go? Or steam from the ocean because there's lava going into there or something. I haven't seen this before where it's like this. I just split it in half, take the seeds, wrap it in tin foil and butter. And this one looks really ripe too. Look at the color of that. There's nothing to even worry about really. There's no seeds. Just put my butter in the little pocket there and good to go. Good to go. Get that on the fire. So I just, the neighbor just up the street here stopped by and brought me some herbs here. We've got some sage and some basil and one that I really wanted to try, mamaki. Now it kind of wilted in the sun a little bit, so I'm gonna see. I wanted to try that for tea. It makes a reddish tea. I'm going to try to see if she can give me some fresh stuff for the tea. I kind of left this out in the sun. It wilted up a bit. But I really wanted to try the mamaki. So, let's see if maybe she's got a bit more for that later. So, something else I want to do while I'm here, other than try new plants, is see, I like to experiment with new woods for a bow drill and see how well they work in different areas. So I got a little fireboard here. Yeah, I don't know, this looks a little punky inside, but until I find the right drill, let's see if this is okay. It is nice and straight. I have to get rid of this. An okay height. Okay, I got notches on both sides. I love making bow drill fires, I do, really do. Well, I just love fires altogether. That's the proper tension. So this is kind of an experimental thing that I'm doing with this particular bow drill. But I think it'll work. I mean, I've started so many bow drill fires that usually I can get the ideas to work. I mean, you remember my one-handed bow drill with the log? That works very well. And I've got a little different idea for this that I'm going to try here. So be interesting to see. And to test these woods out, because I don't know about the woods here. I mean, they look good, but I'm learning quite a bit from the neighbor up the street here about different plants and trees, and that's always nice when you have locals that actually use the wild plants and trees and they know the area. Those are the people that I really like getting to know and finding out these new plants and trees that I just do not know. So it's really cool. So talking to the neighbor, and the wood I'm using for my drill is ohila, and then koya for my fireboard. So you're not from around here, are you? Doesn't matter what I use for the bow. That doesn't matter. So I'm not sure what that wood was, but the important ones are the koya and ohila.
To the butcher.
All right. Okay, now my fireboard is so solid I can't even move it. There wasn't even any point in cutting notches in the fireboard. I mean, it's solid anyways, up against here, tied tight. The notches that I cut into the fireboard, the paracord's not even in them, so it didn't seem to matter. This is going to be my socket, and I'll show you how I'm going to secure it to the one post, tie it down. That should hold everything in place, so that all I got to do is spin the drill with the bow, and that's it. I hope it works. Not everything you try does work without sometimes adjusting and playing around. Don't want to go too far through it. These woods are very hard to work with. Even with a sharp knife. This one's green because I want some flexibility, somewhat. Amazingly tough. Okay, so that's what I did there. You can see, so it fits around the post. A couple of notches on the back side, so I can secure it over here. Once I figure out the height I need for my drill, then I will put some pressure. I'll wrap some paracord around here to put some pressure on the drill. Nope. Now I'll have to go down for my drill. Pretty tricky, I think. But the drill didn't go far. Okay, that should be the right height. Perfect. It's on a bit of an angle, but I don't think that'll matter. And then just a bit of pressure on here. If I was left-handed, I could just hold it down, but even that works pretty good. Don't see any smoke yet, though. Oh, there it goes. Now I gotta go back down. This time it went way further down. And these vines are slippery. Boy, the whole bank's caving in. And How far did it go? I'll try to find it. Come on, drill, where are you? Oh, I'm not sure if that's even it. Oh. Yeah, this bank is tricky. But you see the cave? The right over there is a big lava tube, which is pretty cool. Flatten this. Cut an end piece, put here so it's more straight up and down. I'm still leery of the thickness of this drill. I just think that it could end up breaking on me and I'll have to get a new drill. It makes it so easy just to do. Still don't see smoke. Maybe this wood's no good. Let's put a bit more without stabbing myself. There's smoke. But not a lot of smoke like what I'm used to, that's for sure. Strange wood. So, I mean, I like the setup itself, but I'm not getting the kind of smoke that I anticipated. I think I'm going to try the same wood that I'm using for the fireboard for the drill. One must be a lot softer than the other one, and we're just not getting the results that I would like. Now we'll try this wood, see if it's any harder, figure out a length. Trial and error is what's happening here. So I am not having success with the woods I'm using. I'm going to try a different wood for the fireboard. We'll see if this makes a difference, this different fireboard. Takes a lot to get smoke out of these types of wood. I think the apparatus is just fine. It's something to do with the woods that I'm using. It takes forever to get a bit of smoke. I'm not having any success with the kind of woods I'm using. These seems they're so hard they don't create smoke or any powder to any degree. But I'm going to try this when I go home with the woods that I'm used to. And that's kind of another challenge for you young folks. Get out. I started my first bow drill fire when I was young. And after that, you're hooked on bushcraft and survival techniques. But try this method. You know, you secure your fireboard. You've got this, which is solid, holds your drill. And then all you have to do is just spin it. And really, you could use a tree. This 4x4 could be a tree. This could be a solid branch. And this could be another branch that you just pull the two branches together. You see how they spring. So this is kind of like a lever to hold it all in place. So there you go. Try to get out and duplicate this. Like I say, I'm going to try it again when I get home with like the cedar, which I like for bow drill. It's soft, you get a lot of powder and a lot of heat quite quick. But I have to get on with other things because I've only got a short time here. Morning. So, I tell you, I sure sleep good in this hammock, that's for sure. Today I think we're going to try to get a pig trap built for Tito, because you can do that on private land when they're ruining your crops and garden. You can make a trap because they're mostly nocturnal. Let's see if we're going to have maybe some success with building some kind of trap that he can continue to use when I'm gone for regulating the pig traffic in his garden. So that's something that I'm going to do today for sure. I've got 50 feet of wire, so the trap can be probably 10 feet long. I need two sides, a bottom and a top, or they'll dig under if you don't do that. And the two doors, that leaves 5 feet for each door. I think that's exactly the right dimensions is what I want. Isn't that a nice sound, eh? Woo! Gotta watch your eyes when that flips up.
On and on, you keep staying by my side. But it's me who's going for a ride. Don't leave me now, don't leave me then. Don't leave me now, don't leave me then.
I'm gonna end up covering all of this with debris so that hides the wire. But I got these mosquitoes biting me on the back. Tito has some bamboo on the property and I need corner posts the height of my wire so that I can make a top frame so it doesn't just collapse on itself, eh? Well, this is crazy because I realize now that I can't really use it where it is because the plants are going to be in the way of the swinging doors that are supposed to shut, especially at that end. I'm going to have to relocate the entire trap. Not very straight. Pretty crooked. I'm going to see if I can find a straighter one. Right on. 10 feet, bang on. So my dimensions are 10 foot, height is 46 on each end, width is 46 on each end. There's half an inch difference on this end. It's 45 and a half, this is 46, but I can't worry about half inch. Our frame should be good. It's getting hot. Oh yeah. Now she's good and solid. Even though it's like a snake. Yeah, so I think the wire is going to sturdy this up a lot too. So that's what I'm hoping. But it is getting sturdy. This way it's good. A little bit flimsy sideways, but I think I'll take some paracord and tie to the trees on each corner just to sturdy it this way too. So I was mentioning that, you know, a lot of the bamboo that I'm using is kind of crooked. I have two flat pieces at the ends where the doors are going to be, which I think is important to have them flat. But I think it's actually good to have crooked pieces. It'll look more natural for them. They'll be more inclined once I camouflage it to go in. It won't be like just a straight box because I've got all these crooked pieces. And see how crooked some of them are? And once this is camouflaged, I don't see, I'm going to camouflage the bottom, the sides, everything. I don't see why they're not going to want to go in it. Especially when, you know, there's some macadamia nuts or whatever I put in there. So, yeah, I'm happy with the way it's coming along. I am. But it did take a lot longer. You remember I started here by the passion fruit trees and then realized, well, the doors aren't going to shut properly because I want them to fold down and lock. So that wasn't a great idea. Got to watch your eyes around wire like this because it's flexible and it could flip back and a jagged edge caught you. So hold on to the wire, make sure you got your shoulder in the way, something. This is a lot of work just tying everything together. Like every 6 inches I'm tying everything. But I'm going to put a lid on it as well. I mean, it's 4 feet high. I don't know if pigs fly or not, but I don't want them getting out the top or being able to jump it either. So I don't think I have to secure the top as much as the bottom and the sides, but then we still got the doors, and then we still got to figure out a trigger system. So it's quite the procedure, this trap, but I hope it works for Tito and he can keep using it in the future too. That'd be cool. I'd hate to go to all this work and then it doesn't work. Very solid this way, but not so much this way, so I'm going to tie it off to the trees and whatever to try to stabilize that. Now I got to play with the door to see how it's going to fit. Now we need a locking device. Longer piece. Bend it up somewhat like that. Bend these longer. So it's all about the shape and then hook. That's what I think. So that as it's coming down, it's not gonna jam in, it's gonna wanna go up and then hook. Sometimes my mechanism is catching, sometimes it's not. I think what I'm gonna do is put a sliding door at the one end, wire this door. That's my sliding door. Have to build a track still, figure out a trigger system still. It's been a lot of work. But Tito here on his private land is perfectly allowed to catch the pigs with a trap and then dispatch of them and eat them or give them away to a neighbor if he wishes. I'll be happy just to catch one with the trap. I at least want to show you how I make the trap. Got my one track up. I think this will be strong enough. I'm gonna have to secure it up here a bit more. But you notice, man, all day long around here, it's just dogs going off. Some people have like 12, 15 dogs up here. It's just, I don't know why people have so many dogs, but they just don't stop barking all night, all day. So just have to put up with it. So it looks to me like this track is too narrow, too flimsy. So I built some boards. Use that for my track instead. No movement there now. Yeah, I pre-drilled a few holes so that I can get the wire through. This is nice and sturdy now. The door should slide properly. That other one, wasn't going to work. See about there. Well, morning again. I think what I decided is I'm going to stay an extra maybe 3 days because there's just things I haven't seen, like the volcano. I talked to my daughter. I talked to Zach, who is at home already. And it's just cold and snowing, so I just don't see my rush to get back to the cold right now when I'm enjoying the sun and the warm weather. So I'm going to try to change my flight for a few extra days here, I think, so I can get to see some more of the sights around here. So I don't know if you could see the snow up on Mauna Loa, but that long mountain there, there's snow up at the top. There you can see the cinder cones from the volcanoes. There's cinder cones everywhere. I had to show you that palm tree that's all like a corkscrew. Pretty cool, actually. Neat. Now Tito's getting his water filled back up. Show you the reservoir. 6,000 gallons apparently he's getting today. Here, I'll just wait until they finish with the water. It's pretty loud with that pump going and everything. But yeah, that's one thing, you know, in BC we take it for granted maybe, but we just have so much water, the creeks and rivers and snow and just endless supplies of water. Here on the island they have to like truck water and fill these reservoirs, and so it's just, and it's not really even drinkable water. So they use bottled water even for coffee. But we're pretty fortunate in BC, Canada, other areas. It'd be the same in a lot of countries too, deserts of Australia, but here in Hawaii, nope, pump their water into big reservoirs. So basically what I'm going to do is take two boards, put one like this, screw it together. I'm going to attach a rat trap this time, and basically I'll have a pin that holds the door up, drill a hole through this board and into the door, and the pin will hold the door up, and then I'll figure out where my bait's going to go. It'll trigger the mouse, or the rat trap actually, and pull the pin out of the door so it falls down. Get this all screwed together, and then that breeze is nice, I can tell you. Nice. We're just about there to set it up tonight, throw some stuff in there and see what happens on the night cam. Anyway, get this. Gotta watch your fingers with a rat trap. So hot. Yep. Okay, so I am ready to put the door on, set it, and make sure that everything's going to work the way I want it. Now, I don't know, the pigs haven't been through here for a while. I've had the trail cam set up for a couple days and we haven't seen them. But Tito promised if I do catch one, and because I have to leave in 3 days, if they don't come around, at least give me a thumbs up for the effort. This took 2 days of solid work to get this thing working. But let's do a trial run with the door and the whole bit. A little spooky crawling under here just to go test it. As long as it doesn't go off and hit me in the back. Okay, so you see me? Hopefully. Just like that. So I'm going to just get a fire going, have a hamburger. I have to pack up here from Tito's spot way up on the hill here, go down to town because if the pig trap catches something, I have to be there to deal with it. But I'm going to cook a hamburger up. And Celeste, the neighbor here, was good enough to give us a piece of pork leg. So I want to cook that up before I go as well. But it's really nice up here, so I really like it. But we'll get this cooked, and I got to pack up, head down to stay at Tito's for the next 2 nights. gotta find some shade. Pretty hot sitting there in the sun by the fire. I'm not used to this heat even still. Just used to the cold. That's a good burger. I like simple stuff. Well, now that I ate the hamburger, it's time for siesta. I'm still not used to this heat, but it's nice and shady in here where the hammock is, and with this breeze, just have an hour's nap before I start cooking again. Oh yeah. Just open both sides of the hammock and you get all the air coming through. There's no bugs right now. Oh yeah, this is so much of a relief getting out of the sun and just having a nap in the shade with the breeze. Love it. Just gonna set my hammock up. Got a big avocado tree here and go to Tito's bin here. I think a lot of the trees are quite far apart, but this looks like a suitable spot. So I'm all set up. Looks like we might not barbecue the pork today, but an interesting thing Tito was showing me that he did with some logs. It's called the Vinci Bridge, and it's an interesting thing actually. It's just notches, 2 notches on one side of a log, 1 in the middle on the opposite side. And with these logs you don't need nails, rope. The way you place them together, you can build a big shelter, and I'm thinking that that's maybe something that I should do in the future here, is make this Vinci Bridge style shelter. I think it would be really cool to do. I think when I get home I might do that. But he's got a bunch of pre-made sticks here that he experimented with to make this bridge. And so I'm going to go over there and pull these sticks apart and see if I can figure out how it works. Right. The concept of not needing any lashing or any of that is kind of pretty cool. So let's go give it a try. Yeah, see how that works, eh? Well, they say that when you put weight on it, it gets stronger. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I'm going to build a shelter like this when I get home. So anyway, I'm getting ready to go and spend an overnight. This is my last night, but I wanted to get down to the ocean by myself, string the hammock up, maybe do some fishing, but at least sit by a fire. Anywhere I go, I like to spend one night just solo in the bush kind of thing. So I didn't bring a backpack. I'm just going to throw all my stuff in a garbage bag, garbage bag, garbage bag.
What's the matter, Pop? I'm confused.
And away we go. But of course, this is the first time I've seen it rain, really. So now I've got a lot of wet stuff, but it's the way it is, right? It's light enough. I don't want to put it all back in its little bags. I want to have it ready just to string out. So, but it figures first day of real rain. But that's just luck of the draw. Knife and ferro rod, pretty essential. Drone, might get some drone footage if possible. And as always, when I'm getting dropped off somewhere and they're not coming back for me till tomorrow afternoon, a lighter. But I probably don't need it, but if I do, I don't want to discover that once I'm by myself out in the bush. And some water. There's just no water on the island here. That's the problem. Can't rely on rain. This is the first time I've seen even any amount of rain, so bring that. Tito gave me some of that pork leg. Well, we'll just have to huck fin it over the shoulder. Even that's a little heavy with the camera gear. There we go. And then I gotta carry that camera. Okay, I just got dropped off here, but there's kind of like a picnic area. I'm gonna go over to the point over there, but I have to go through the bush here and say goodbye to Tito. Just through the grass here. I mean, okay, Tito, I guess I'll catch you in the morning or afternoon.
Sayonara.
Okay. There's kind of a swamp, an ocean area that Zach and I were fishing earlier when we first got here. There's fish jumping out of this pond like crazy. But it's also like a picnic area, and I kind of want to just sneak through the tall grass here and get out of sight before a bunch of people show up. So we'll get on it. It's not what I expected through here. Swamps and very tall grass. I'm gonna go back and see if there isn't an easier way. I'm away from the parking lot now, so that's good. But I don't see an easy way to get through this swamp grass area. So unless I go back to the ocean, which I don't really want to do. Because now I'm out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. That's kind of what I like. I don't like people, oh, where are you going, this, that, and they see me with the camera gear and wondering what I'm up to. So at least I'm hidden for now. So that I like. I went looking, I don't see any easy way out of this swamp and tall grass. I'm gonna go around here and just stay. It doesn't look too far to like trees and more open area, so I'll have to make 2 trips, come back for the camera, obviously. Whew. It's hot and muggy too. But around the swamp we go. So I gotta get through this. Whatever. It's not always fun in the bush, or the jungle, I guess you could say. Over this tree. Everything's grabbing you too. Hope it's not too far, to be honest. This stuff just grabs you. You know, if this was Australia, you wouldn't want to be crawling through here. There could be snakes and spiders, but at least I know they don't have that to deal with. Coat. Camera. Let go. Oh my goodness. 50 feet at a time, I guess. Come on, poke it. Oh, I tell ya, I think it's easier along the swamp edge here, but I don't know how far it goes. I just see swamp still. I thought it was just a loop, but it seems to carry on. I gotta try to get to the ocean. It's a really tough go through this stuff. It just grabs your legs, everything. This is nice and soft. This would be a good bed. I keep running into obstacles here. Now it seems to be a creek and mud. I mean, the ocean's right there, but I can't seem to get to it. I just keep going around these swamps. I'm getting tired of it, and I'm running out of daylight to get set up. I do have a flashlight, mind you. But this has taken, since Tito dropped me off, probably hour and a half, and I'm still going through this tall grass and running into these obstacles. I need a break. I don't know, I might just have to walk across this. I don't want my boots to get wet, but this sharp lava rock, you don't really want to walk across it with your bare feet either. So that's the way it is. Figure out a plan. Okay, well, I don't see any choice. I don't want to cross this river. And I still got more grass. I got to cross this creek. I don't want to be wet before bed. So the two trees here, that's where I'll string my hammock. And then in the morning, try to get to the ocean to maybe catch some fish, or they might even be in this little creek or this pond. Who knows? I see them jumping in the pond. We got to get it done. I mean, I'm out of daylight. I just don't want to puncture the hammock. That took everything out of me going through that tall grass. It's just grabbing everything. I don't think I'll even have a fire. I just got no light left. I'll just eat that lasagna like cold. Tomorrow's another day. Mind you, I have to fly out tomorrow night, so make the best of the last few hours here. But I did want to do an overnight. I came to a spot where there doesn't seem to be people. Ocean's not far if I could actually get to it, but there's all these channels and swamps and thick tall grass. That was not fun. It's going to take a while to hike out of here tomorrow too. This looks like a place you might get a lot of mosquitoes too, but this hammock should be adequate. How did you wrap this, Tito? Cold lasagna, I don't mind it. Oh, now it's starting to rain. I better get the tarp up. Yeah, it looks like rain. Starting to rain. That's good. Now we're gonna get rain. Okay. Tarp. Come on, stay there, man. No, it won't stay. Wow, because I got all this grass here. Now, that's obviously temporary, but it's not going to stay anywhere I want it. Oh, sometimes in the bush, boy, things just don't go right. Cords are hooking on me, everything. Don't really have anything to attach it to either. It's better than nothing. Looks like this will be the first night where it rains all night. So I'm ready for bed. I got this set up just in time, and it's a good thing I didn't try crossing that creek, getting my boots wet and all that, because my hair's wet enough as it is. Then I would have been wet, then I would have had to have a fire. And that's why you got to make smart decisions sometimes. Even in warm weather, you can get hypothermia if you get wet. So I did the smart thing. So I'll see you in the morning. We'll see if we can catch a fish or whatever we can do before I head home. But at least I got to spend a night in the bush of Hawaii. No barking dogs either. Morning. So, my first overnight in Hawaii. Kind of a nice secluded spot, but it looks like I can't get near the ocean very easily. That's kind of crazy. Well, I love my coffee in the morning, and I didn't bring a pot. Tito gave me some coffee. Look at my hair. And all I have is the water. But something you may not know is you can put this beside the fire as long as it's full of water and it won't melt. I can boil water in this, so that's what I'm going to do for my coffee. Then I'll pour some out, put my coffee, and I'll get my coffee. Well, with this amount of water, I got about a gallon. It's taking quite a while, but I've got it right on the coals now, flame on the sides, and I see bubbles coming up the sides of the container, so it's not too far off, but it took a while. I have coffee soon. I can dump quite a bit there. See the steam? I just got a gas. And then the grounds, once will go to the bottom. I like strong coffee anyway. Should do it. And just give it a few minutes and I have coffee. If it's cooled down enough. Well, that's good and strong. Couple granules. Still pretty hot though. But have some coffee and maybe try fishing this little pond for a little bit. It's my last day today. I gotta let that cool a little bit. but it's good. There's all these little minnows, about 2 inches long in this little creek here. The tide's gone out and it's pretty low, but there's these little minnows. They might work for some bait when I head back towards the pond there, because I know there's bigger fish in the pond. So I'll use that coffee bag that Tito gave me and see if I can't catch a couple for bait. Now we wait. Well, I didn't even catch any of those little minnows for some reason, but it doesn't look like I have time to go fishing either. I gotta hike out of here, which is a bit of a procedure, and I gotta do some laundry, have a shower, and then head home. So apparently I've got another hour or so, but it's almost going to take me an hour to hike through this tall grass. This grass is just a real nightmare to get through. And then I'm gonna have to do laundry. My boots are just full of mud from hiking around this swamp area, but it is a neat little area that I went to here. So I'm glad I came and spent a night in Hawaii, an overnight, which was really nice. But it's time to head home and oh my goodness, wait for mosquito season. Maybe do some ice fishing still though. So I want to thank all you members and all you subscribers for watching. It's been a nice adventure. I'm going to be going to Australia for some more adventures. Stay tuned for the adventures this year coming up on Owen's Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. So we're gonna say goodbye.
We're gonna.
It was great meeting you. Thanks for the hospitality.
You're welcome.
So I just got back from Hawaii and came back to this. A snowstorm. Isn't that something? It makes me wish I stayed in Hawaii for another month. until, well, mind you, we could get 2 months of this yet. Very short season in the Rockies as far as summer goes. But here we are, back home.